My research is based on the ratio of students to the ratio of teachers. The hypothesis to this research is if the smaller the ratio of students, the better the overall student outcomes. Through research, class size can play a factor in the educational realm. Studies have shown that decreasing the amount of student population in the classroom per one student has increased the achievements of academics for the student. Other studies have found that the class size had no effect on student performance. In consideration of the student-teacher ratio, the other factors such as teaching methods, settings, grading, and etc. influence the results as well. Majority of my information and research came from this website, which had a lot of useful information. In the data that I collected, my hypothesis doesn't show an exact relationship of the smaller the ratio of students, the better the overall student performs. The research information does support the hypothesis, and I believe if the big data being collected was more precise and focused on the teacher and student ratio, the graphs would reflect that information. Here in this graph, I put together the progress grades and the student ratio to the teacher and the total number of grads. In this graph, I put all that information and combined it all together to show a reflection of the information of the data. Then I did the progress report type with the schools and the percent of the local grads from each of these schools, as well making a graph to show where everyone lines up on a graph for the local grads, the teacher student ratio, the how many students are enrolled, the number of graduates, and in each cohort, and the total grads within the regions. And in this graph, I put the overall scores, the teacher ratio, and the number of the grads. And you can see the numbers. As well as having big data that shows a range of data sources to utilize in a graph. I have learned many valuable key points during this research, such as that research can be fun yet challenging and evoking.